What is up, guys? I'm Welsh Boyo, and today this is the full spoiler review. I'm gonna say that again in case you want to go off it. Full spoiler review of Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Went to go watch a movie yesterday. I was gonna do a vlog on it, but basically I started doing it, and I got the first little bit done when I got in the car, and I was gonna drive to my friends, and I got in the car, done the first bit, and then got to the actual place, got to Cardiff, got into the cinema, and it was packed. So I couldn't sadly carry on the videos. But I'm gonna do a review by you, and this one is full spoiler. Again, I don't want anyone carry on watching it if you don't want any spoilers. See? So no, if you don't want a spoiler, leave, go far away, get off social media. What are you doing on it? But yes, this is a full spoiler one, and I'm going to start off easy with Poe Dameron. Well, not Poe Dameron really, mainly the beginning of a movie. I will be going through it bit by bit on what happens. Basically, in the beginning of the movie, a you see the actually what do you see Poe Dameron in a obviously you see the bit with the whole credits rolling, the whole backstory of like how the empire is in shatters, but from the ashes have risen this. I'm doing the spoiler one at the moment. I'm like buffering it and stuff, and I just didn't know if that had actually um that might be a bit too loud because that's actually my fans going off. Oh, that one's loud. Yeah, a bit all loud. Screw it. Yeah, basically you see the thing going up, the whole saying that from the shadows of the Empire have come the First Order, who are, to be honest, I think they are more deadly and more, just because they took out one Death Star in a small little place of this galaxy doesn't mean it's more, no. It wasn't really a big loss, but from the ashes of that have become this thing called a New Order, controlled by um, really, I don't know whether I liked him or I hated him or I just didn't think he was that good of a character. I think he could have done a lot more with him. General Hux. I mean, he's a good character. He's played by Domhnall Gleeson, who's a phenomenal actor. I've seen him in um, Harry Potter, obvious one, because he plays Bill Weasley. Um, and About Time, what is probably one of the most girliest films you will ever hear me talk about. That and Leap Year, the only two girly films I ever watch. Uh, just because they're funny. Actually, one's set in Ireland, and I love the Irish accent. So enough said now. But yeah, he owns the First Order, along with Kylo Ren, and then they are getting their orders from Supreme Leader Snoke, who later on in the movie you do actually see, because they reference him a lot in the beginning, being like, "Oh, the Supreme Leader would not like you doing that." And he's like, "Well, fuck you, fuck him, fuck everyone," um, basically. But it's a good startup. You see, um, obviously you learn about the First Order coming from the ashes, and then you also hear that the rebellion has grown now into the resistance because it's grown a lot larger, it's a lot bigger. Um, and then after that scene, you actually get dropped on Jakku, where you see Poe Dameron and Max von Sydow, who I still don't know who his character is. It's really pissing me off because I don't even think they say by you who the guy's name is, and it's really bugging me because his character apparently is like, he's not force sensitive, but he has links with the force. Whereas his character's name is Lor Santika. that means anything to you guys, I'm glad, because I have no idea. I'm a massive fan of Star Wars, so hey. But yeah, you see him hand Poe Dameron and BB-8. BB-8 is actually Poe Dameron's droid. There you go. Hey, all of our speculation of is it Rey's droid is destroyed right there. It is Poe Dameron's droid. It's Poe Dameron and BB-8 in this little tent in Jakku, and Max von Sydow hands him this this memory card thing. Memory card? USB. Flash drive. And he puts it in BB-8 and he's like, right, keep this for me, buddy. Or he has it on him at the time. And basically you see, from the trailer, you know where it shows all stormtroopers up close, the new ones, and it's like showing like all the lights flashing past. It's them landing on Jakku. And they just start destroying the city, destroying this little tiny settlement there. And Poe Dameron runs. He gets into his ship. And he's about to take off, and they shoot his engine, so it collapses again. And he gets out and goes up to BB-8, and he's like, "Look, keep this for me, keep it safe, go as far away as possible." So he does. The droid runs, and he gets captured, and that's when you see the torture scene with Kylo Ren and him. Actually, I don't know if you see of it yet. No, you see, like, as he's getting you see Captain Phasma. She comes out. She's not a big role. Captain Phasma is actually a waste of bloody time. Was absolutely gutted because she looked as if she could be such a good character. That's where they went wrong. Is her character looked so good and could have done so much, it just didn't. And it's screaming out. Her character, Gwendoline Christie, is an amazing actress, and her in Game of Thrones. If you watch Game of Thrones, you will understand where I'm coming from. She's such a good actress, and she's badass and scary, and she could have had so much more in it. But no, they take him on board, and as they take him on board, all stormtroopers are lined up, and you can see one of them being quite conflicted. Poe Dameron actually shoots a stormtrooper before he gets captured, and the stormtrooper lands, and you see one stormtrooper looking very scared, and he's holding his friend, and his friend puts his hand on his mask and does that, and you see all blood coming down on the stormtrooper's mask. Really cool looking. And you know the conflicted stormtrooper is going to be Finn, because you've seen it in the trailers. And Kylo Ren is there, and he's like, he stops a bullet midair. This scene actually proves how powerful this guy is and how scary he can be. Poe Dameron shoots him, and he just uses the force and freezes that bullet in midair. You can see the bullet just shaking like that, trying to get away. Well, the energy shot anyway. And then, of course, after it, he says, "Kill everyone," and walks on board with them. All these stormtroopers shoot all the people except for one, and that's obviously Finn, who refuses to shoot at that point. He's like, "The hell am I doing?" So they get on board, and they go back up to the space shuttle, and he's panicking, and he takes off his helmet. And at that point, you see how Gwendoline Christie keeps her stormtroopers on a leash, basically, because she's like, "Who told you to take off your helmet?" And he's like, I'm sorry. He said, "No, put that on." And obviously he helps Poe Dameron escape, as you can see by the trailers. They crash land on Jakku because he's like, "I gotta go get my droid. I gotta go get my droid." So they're like, "Alright, no problem." He's like, "Why?" And it's like, he says the droid has a piece of a map, and the map leads to Luke Skywalker. So they go back down to Jakku. They crash land, and they both get thrown from a wreckage flying. Finn gets up, goes to the TIE fighter where we just escaped in, and pulls out his jacket, and it's like, "Oh no." And the TIE fighter starts sinking and then blows up, and you think Poe's dead. So Finn takes off his armor, pulls on Poe's jacket, and goes into Jakku where he meets Rey and BB-8. Because during this time as well, the part I missed out is in between this, you actually see Rey's backstory. You see her scavenging through that Imperial shuttle, the destroyer, and come down, see where she lives in this big, taking down AT-AT Walker, and you see a see what she does for a living. Basically, she scavenges scrap metal and scrap from uh, the battle on Jakku. What you can play in Star Wars Battlefront, and I recommend if you have it. It's the DLC is free, so why wouldn't you play it? But it's really good. Basically, she scavenges parts in a battle of Jakku, takes them to town and sells them for food rationings. One night she hears beeping and she goes out with a staff and a stick, and I still think it's more to that stick. I really do. You don't find out in this one. That's why I'm hoping you find out in the next one, because people are like, oh, but she don't have it halfway through, and it's like right in the end you see her with it again. And it's like, right, so she has still got it. Something special with that. But yeah, basically she goes and she hears us beeping in the night, and she gets up and goes over a sand dune and finds BB-8 being dragged off by some guy who's found him and picked him up in the desert, and is taking him to market to sell or like use for parts. But yeah, she helps him. She doesn't kidnap him. She frees BB-8, and BB-8's like, "Can I follow you?" Don't say it obviously, but that's basically what the droid's beeping is. Can I stay with you? And she's like, "Fine, you can stay for one night." And then she ends up being like BB-8's protector for a while. And then obviously after that, and like I said, you see the escape. Finn gets up and stuff like that, and then Finn meets Rey in a Jakku city. Actually, BB-8 notices Finn's jacket being Poe Dameron's, because of course BB-8's Poe Dameron's droid. And Rey chases him, and they have a little chase through the Jakku marketplace, and she smacks him with the bow staff. In fact, she literally knocks him the fuck out. And he's like, this droid says that's his master's jacket. Who are you? And he's like, oh, Poe. I knew Poe. He's dead. And of course, you see BB-8 be all sad now. And it's like, oh, you just want to hug her. But and she's like, oh my god, you're part of resistance. And of course, because he's a stormtrooper, he doesn't want people to know he's a stormtrooper. So he's like, yeah, I'm part of resistance. Of course I am. We don't all look like Poe. Of course I'm part of resistance. Shh. So yeah, he kind of convinced her he's part of resistance, and they go on a run. And obviously, because the Empire, sorry, my bad, I'm still getting used to these new bloody names. First Order, knows that Finn went on the run, because his original name is like F1N82, something like that, because he's a stormtrooper, not an actual. Because they take, basically what they do is they take babies when they're born of their families and train them up to be stormtroopers. So Finn didn't really have a name. Poe Dameron gives him the name Finn because he goes F1NN. He's like, well, I'm just gonna call you Finn. How about that? And that's how Finn gets his name. And yeah, so they go on a run because they come down. The troopers come down to Jakku, and he's like, we need him back, and we also need the droid. So they go on a run, and they go up to a Corellian spaceship, pull the covers off, and it turns out to be the Falcon. And she's like, I've seen this a few times. She's like, I've been working on it for a while. She's like, some guy she works for found it, and she's been like helping them or something, stuff like that, or some crap like that. Some guy, stole it, and they steal it from them, and they fly it, and you find out how good of a pilot Rey is. She's all right. She's not the best. She's no Han Solo, but you can see potential there. And they fly off, and they have a big dogfight and a flight chase in Millennium Falcon. And then they go out into space, and they're like, "Oh no, we're getting kidnapped," because so that's Millennium Falcon, big ship is like, and it's just Roger. And we're like, right, we better hide now. We better hide. So they're hiding, and you hear the doors opening, and two people come in firing blasters, who are Han Solo and Chewbacca. They were on the other ship, it was just taking Bobbin in. And he's like, Chewie, we're home. Chewie does the whole thing. But yeah, then they obviously they find Rey, Finn, and BB-8, and they're like, right, what are you doing here? And she's like, "Oh my God, you're Han Solo, you're General Solo, the big war hero." And he's like, he tells them that the Force and all of that crap is real, and Luke Skywalker's real, and all of them, because of course they're all, to these new guys, they're all myths, and he's like, everything's real. I didn't believe in the Force. I was a bit like you. I was a bit arrogant and stuff, and didn't believe it until I saw it. Um, and they're like, so why is Luke gone away? And he's like, and he explains to him then, but what happened was Luke did set up an academy, what also is in the books, what they destroyed. So well done, dickheads. Basically, he started up his own school teaching Jedi, and one of them went rogue and slaughtered everyone. And even though they don't say it, basically what they're on about is Kylo Ren was that student. I mean, they don't actually come up and be like, "Oh yeah, Kylo Ren was a student," um, but that's basically what they said. And then you see basically after that, then the next scene is Kylo Ren and Supreme. Yeah, Kylo Ren, General Hux, and go in to see Supreme Leader Snoke, who, because he's a hologram, he is absolutely massive. But he's a hologram, guys. We don't know the actual size of him because he's just a hologram. And I mean, the boys were like, my friends were like, "Oh my God, he can't really be that tall, look at him." And it's like, then I remembered that in Empire Strikes Back, um, when Vader is talking to the Emperor's head is like fucking gigantic ball in one room. So it's like, obviously it's hologram. It's not, and they quite specifically show it's a hologram by showing it go down and vanish, or like some at one point later on in the film, like rocks are falling down and it's actually falling through him, and you see like the big hologram like jitting and stuff. It's quite good. But yeah, they go see him, and at this point, guys, if you do not want to know anymore, I highly suggest you go off it. And I'm gonna wait a few seconds because this one is a big one. This spoiler is massive, and I mean, this spoiler I don't think you will see on the internet. Right, here it goes. We go to see Supreme Leader Snoke, and he's telling them about, basically, they say, look, they got away in a Corellian ship, and he's like, oh, he's like, General, put your forces up even more. And he's like, Kylo, it's time to finish your training, the rest of your training. He's like, why? He's like, here it goes. This is where it comes big. He's like, because they are with your father, Han Solo. And you realize at that point, it's like, holy shit, family revelation right there. Kylo Ren is Han Solo and Leia's son. When I saw that, I cried. I was like, that is such a good way to have it. But the fallen Jedi is a Solo. Well, actually, technically, he's a Skywalker because of Leia, even though Leia still goes by Organa. But yeah, basically, Kylo Ren is Han Solo's son. Um, and he's like, they are with your father, and it's like, he was like, I will sort this. I will deal with this. And he goes, and then basically the ship what Finn and Rey are on are like, they're having a big discussion and shit about well, they're just talking about like the old days and the Force and stuff like that. And then people bust in, and it basically, because Han Solo's been smuggling again, they're like, "Oh, you need to pay us," and he's like, "Oh yeah, but so and so's got your money again." So it's a bit like the whole Jabba's palace shit again, and it's like, "Yeah, but so and so got your money," and then he's like, "Ah." And then that other guy who said that his money comes in from the other blast doors and they're in the middle, and he's like, "Oh, so and so, he's got your money," and it's like, big battle starts there, and there's something called the Rathars, what are really ugly things. They basically look like mini versions of a kraken. Um, they start going around the ship because that's what Han Solo was supposed to be smuggling, and Ray lets him loose and stuff, and they take one of them tries to eat Finn, and she like lobs the tentacles off with the doors. It's really quite a good scene that is. And then Han Solo is like, right, I know someone who can help you out here. And he takes them to Maz Kanata's castle. Maz Kanata is very old. She's 1,000 years old. She's like a little tiny frog type character. She's really cool. I love her. You can tell she's going to be the new Yoda. But she's such a lovable character. And it's one scene they're on about Kylo Ren, and she's there, and she's like, Han, he's your son. You need to stop him. And then she looks at Finn, and Finn's like, look, we better go, guys. We really gotta go. We better just grab a ship and go as far away as possible. And Maz Kanata like twiddles her little glasses and like her eyes zoom up bigger. And she just gets on the table and crawls towards him and looks at him, and he's like, what's she doing? And Han's like, I don't know, but whatever she's doing is not good. Because he knows Maz Kanata from years ago. And she's like, I've seen your eyes loads of times before, basically. And she's like, your eyes are the eyes of a coward who just runs from everything. And he gets up off the table, and she's like, but if you really want to go, then people over there can actually help you. So he gets up off the table and walks away. And Rey follows him, and she's like, why are you leaving us at this point? And he's like, because I'm not who you think I am. He said, I'm not part of the resistance. I'm a stormtrooper. He said, my first day out on a field, I refused to shoot innocent people. He said, I saw what the First Order really were. I've seen what type of weapon they have created in Starkiller Base. And I'm leaving. He said, I am scared. He said, and if you're not, you should be too. So he leaves. Then he's like, I can't leave. I gotta go back. Because he sees all smoke and stuff. But basically, I've skipped over a bit here. So Rey goes back to the table, and as she's going back to the table, she sees like a tunnel going down. And she hears like a little girl screaming, or like children screaming. So she goes down. And I really, JJ, hats off to him if he wrote this part, because this is absolutely amazing. She walks down the stairs and goes into this like little tiny basement cell of it. And there's like a box. And this box is screaming. Children screaming. And she's there walking down going, hello? No. With a gun in her hand. And she goes up to this box, puts her gun away, and opens the box. And it's Anakin's lightsaber in it. And she's like, oh my god, they're real. She picks her up and it's basically, I don't know if it's a flashback or she sees something or what, but it's like she sees all the memories between, like all the places anyway, between when Anakin went, like Mustafar, Death Star and stuff like that. And at one point she sees Kylo Ren's lightsaber like hit her and it goes down. And she also sees Starkiller Base. And then after that Maz Kanata's there and she's like, the saber, it's calling to you. And she's telling her about the Force, and she's like, the Force, it calls to you, just let it in. And she's like, but like, how can I? She was like, I'm just a wanderer waiting for my parents to get back on Jakku. She went, how am I Force sensitive? And she's like, well, you know your parents ain't coming back. You know whoever you're waiting for is not coming back. So just take this Force, own it, and you know, be better. And she flips out and is like, no, I can't do that, and walks away. And at that point then she starts running and they go downstairs and Han Solo and Finn go downstairs after her and she's run away with BB-8 and they go out and she tells BB-8 to go back basically, and they just start running back because the castle starts getting under attack and Han is like, right, let's go, and Finn is there going, but I am gonna, no. He says something, I can't remember what he says, but he picks up a lightsaber and he goes outside and everyone's getting attacked everywhere and he's like, I need a weapon, because he puts down his blaster somewhere, because Han Solo gives him a blaster. He puts that down somewhere, and he forgets where it is. He's like, I need a weapon. And Maz Kanata looks at him and grabs his hands with a lightsaber and goes, you have one, use it. So he brings it up and he starts using the lightsaber, and he's really good with lightsaber, fair play. No, he's natural at it. And that is when you see the shock trooper come on to him, the one with a big like lightsaber fighting technique. Because he turns to him, he's like, you traitor! And he's like, what do you call me? And he starts hitting him, and you have a big battle on there. And Rey basically, to finish it off, Rey gets kidnapped over there and taken aboard Kylo Ren's ship, where he takes her up and he tries to interrogate her the same way he does the Poe, because he got like a mind crush type thing, like where Vader had like false choke. He got like a mind crush type thing. He tries to crush his skull and stuff, tries to warp the mind and get her memories out of her. But of course, because she's force sensitive, she fights back. And then Kylo goes to see, what do you call her again? Supreme Leader Snoke. And he says to him, look, the girl is extremely powerful with the Force. What the hell's going on here? And basically Supreme Leader Snoke is like, bring the girl to me, I will, I'll get her out of her. And during this scene, it's quite nice because Rey is laying down, she's on this like, strapped up to this like table, bed type thing. Dentist chair type thing. And she's there going, saying to the stormtrooper, you will release these chains, open the door, leave the door open and walk away. And he's like, what do you say? He's like, and she says it again, he's like, I don't think so. So she takes a deep breath in and goes, says it again, and he's like, I will open these. And he just starts opening everything and doing what she says. It's quite cool at that. But it proves just how powerful she is. She can use the Force just, bang, like that. But, yeah, after that scene, then she escapes, and she's basically running around the Death Star, I was about to say, the Starkiller Base 3. And, after the battle on, I don't know, wherever Maz Kanata's island is, I don't know where that is, wherever her castle is. He does say, but I cannot remember for the life of me. Basically, a ship comes down, a resistance ship, and Han stood there as if to say, oh no, oh god. And all these resistance guys walk past him and like, hey, General Solo. And Leia steps off. And it's like, oh yes, finally reunited of Han, Leia and Chewie. And obviously Chewie hugs her and it's like, oh my god, it's like hugging a big carpet. So adorable. And Han and Leia are having a moment. The next thing, the head of C-3PO pops in and goes, Master Solo, so good to see you. I've popped in the wrong time again, haven't I? And just walks off and it's like, he's like, you probably didn't recognise me because of my red arm. And it's like, oh. He's like, I was meant to get the everyone fix months ago. And stuff like that. And they take him back to wherever. It looks like Yavin 4, the place where they are. And Poe comes back. Poe is actually in one of the starships, one of the X-Wings to help fight off the First Order on Maz Kanata's castle. So when they get back, BB-8 rolls up to him and is like, all loving and he's like, what's up, my old friend? And he's like, hang on. He said, he's here with you. He protected you? And next thing, Finn sees him and walks up to him and Poe just grabs him and hugs him and is like, thank you for protecting my droid and thank you for helping me and thank you for everything you've done. You are so much different. And he stands up for him and Leia goes up to Finn and she's like, look, Poe told me what you done. She was like, thank you for that. She was like, thank you for looking after this droid, bringing him back here, getting him a map here safe and stuff like that. And she's like, you're basically one of us now. And he's like, look, she's like, is there anything I can do? And he's like, yeah. He said, help me rescue the girl. Help me rescue Rey. And she's like, oh, the girl. Shame that was, but okay. And basically they go and they basically make a plan to go blow up Starkiller Base. And Han is talking to Leia. He's like, I saw him. And she's like, what? He's like, I saw our son. And she's like, Kylo. He was like, I can't kill him. He's like, he's my son. I'm not going to kill him. She's like, no, it's good in him. I can feel it and stuff like that. And she's like, and you can tell Kylo Ren's a character. He's very conflicted between which side he's actually on. Because his one scene a bit later, he's like, after he speaks to General Snoke, and he's like, am I doing this for the right reason type shit. And basically they go there and they rescue Rey, and Rey don't need no help. She's already loose. Kylo Ren comes back and finds Rey gone, and he has a bit of chucks his toys out of a pram. His lightsaber comes out, and he's chopping up bits left, right, and centre of a ship. And 2 stormtroopers walk down as if they're going in to see him. You hear him chopping up shit, and you go, nope, turn around and walk off. And it's like, oh, legends. But after that, they're fighting, and they're like, right, if we blow a huge hole, if we get in and we blow a huge hole in the ship, the X-Wing can come in and destroy it, and not the ship, the planet really, come in and destroy stuff, and they blow the entire thing up because it'll overreact. The powerful beam of the Starkiller Base shoots out. It'll overreact it and blow the entire planet up. So yeah, they go in and they fight with it, and Finn meets back up with Rey, and and Han Solo and Chewie are there, and they go, right, we'll set the charges, you guys get out here. So they do. They go and set the charges, and this is where it gets major spoiler territory. I mean, you already found out Kylo Ren is Leia's son, so this is pretty big as well. But Han Solo and Chewie split up. Like, one takes like a top layer, one of them goes underneath, and they set in charges all the way along. And they hide because they hear footsteps, and Han looks around the corner, and it's Kylo Ren, and he's walking across this bridge, and Chewbacca turns around, and he's like, what are you doing? And Finn and Rey come in at the top, and he look down, and he see Han walking across this bridge to Kylo Ren. He's like, son, stop. He turns around, and he's like, always knew you'd come back here one day. And they basically have this big father and son moment. And he's like, take off that helmet. And he's like, what do you expect to see under this helmet? He's like, my son. So Kylo Ren takes off his mask, drops it down. And he's like, is this a face you remember, father? And he's like, yes. And they have a massive talk about it. And he's like, no, come back to us. He said, you're not evil. You are my son. You are good. You are conflicted, basically. You were seduced by the dark side. And he's like, you can still make a right in your life, basically. You can still turn now, stop doing this type of stuff, turn around and be like, look, this is wrong, and fight against it. And he's like, will you help me? He's like, yes. So he pulls out his lightsaber, and he's like, and he goes to hand it to him, and Han Solo grabs it. And he goes, this is where it gets awfully upsetting, because he turns the lights, because, hang on, my screen's gone down again, there you go, right, basically, because Han Solo's hands on the lightsaber and his is, he twisted it and basically he stabs Han Solo and kills him, guys. Han Solo dies. Han Solo gets his ass kicked, sort of. He's trying to help his son, talk him out, and his own son kills him in the end. And you see a stab, and you see Finn shocked, and Rey screaming, and tears rolling down her eyes, and Chewbacca's like, no, going nuts, screaming. Is like, and Kylo Ren just looks at him with thank you, and just puts the saber away, and you see Hanukkah. He just falls into this pit, and because he's on this massive bridge, he just falls. And you see his lifeless body basically go into this huge fog and mist. And that scene is so powerful because at that point, Kylo is not going to come back. He's not going to go back to the light side. He's too much dark now. But it's such a good scene because it's just for talking between father and son. You can see the death scene coming up. There's nothing shocking about it when it happens, because you know it's coming. But it's the fact he's trying so hard against his son, and you don't see him try this hard with anyone. And it's like you can see the love for his son in his eyes. And Adam Driver was fantastic in this scene. I mean, if he don't deserve an Oscar for this, I don't know who deserves one. Because he's there and he's talking to him and his eyes are tearing up. He's there and he's like, I want to be good. He's like, I really want to come back to the light side and be with you and everyone again. And he's like, good, you can't. And he just turns around and stabs him and kills him. He's like, no, I can't. Basically, at that point, he accepts the fact he's turned dark. And of course, after that, then they're like, right, we better run back to the ship. So Finn and Ray run. And they stop, and all you can hear is like a lightsaber being pulled out. And like cutting down and stuff. And they're there, and they see Kylo with his lightsaber, masterclass. And he's like, come on guys, come to my side. And Finn is like, no, never. Pulls out a lightsaber and starts fighting him. And fair play to Finn, he gives him a good fucking run for his money, saber-wise. Obviously, Kylo's doing all the twiddly stuff with his sword, and proper going in for it. And of course, because Finn hasn't had any training enough, and he's just going off basic instinct, basically. But then he hits his lightsaber flying, and turns around and does a whole thing up her back. And Finn gets caught right up his back, and he gets defeated by her. He doesn't die, he just gets defeated by her. And Rey is like, no, and picks up the saber. Basically, he's like, I want that saber, because he's obsessed with Anakin Skywalker, his granddad. And he's like, trying to use the Force, trying to get it. And the lightsaber stay in there. It's in the snow. It's embedded in the snow. And it's not going nowhere. And he's like, the saber finally is going his way. And then he goes straight past his hand. And you see Rey catch it and use the Force. She brings out the saber and she's using it. And this scene is just so good, because at one point he's trying to push her down off this cliff with sabers. And he's like, he pushes up. You finally see him use the double-ended bits, because when he's fighting Finn, he pushes up against him, and you can see one going into Finn's shoulder. But he's there and he's trying to do the same to Rey, and you see her close her eyes and breathe, and she's like channeling the Force, trying to get it into her as much as possible. And because the Force takes over her, she becomes a better Jedi and starts fighting. Well, not Jedi, but she becomes better with the Force and starts fighting him back and starts owning him, basically. And then she whips the lightsaber around us and smacks him straight up and cuts all up his face, so he got a massive scar there now. And at that point then, you see Hux talking with Supreme Leader Snoke, and he's like, we are defeated, where should we go? He's like, it's time to complete Kylo's training. He's like, grab Kylo Ren and come to me. So basically, I'm guessing them two left the planet. Because Rey is like is crying over Finn, and that's what you see in the trailer. She's actually crying because she thinks Finn's dead, but he's not. He's just, he's like Luke after Empire Strikes Back, when he's really gravely injured. And basically they put him on board. Chewbacca lands Millennium Falcon and carries him on board, and because he actually patches Chewie up, Chewie gets shot. It's not a big spoiler there, because he gets shot in the arm across there, and it's like a flesh wound, and he's trying to bandage Chewie up, and Chewie's not having none of it and screaming at him. And he's like, look, it would hurt a lot less if you stop moving. And Chewie's like, and just going nuts. And Chewie just grabs him by the neck, and Finn's like, will you calm your boy down? He's like, I'm trying to bandage his arm up, yeah. And he's like, he's tried to kill me 7 times already. And he eventually gets it done, and this is like the solidity of their friendship between Finn and Chewbacca, because Chewbacca carries his body onto the Millennium Falcon and puts him on a medical bay and takes him back to Yavin 4. And when they're coming off, Chewbacca's carrying him. and Rey sees Leia, and of course, when Han dies, it goes back to Leia, and she knows, because you see her like all upset and looking down and like just in shock basically, because she can sense that he's dead, because of she has a force, and she's a Skywalker. But Rey comes off a ship, sees her, she sees Rey, and they just basically run and hug each other, and they both in tears, obviously, because the man they both loved, because he was like a father to Rey. I don't know if he is her father, because they don't say. That's the worst thing about it, guys. They don't say. They're waiting for episode 8. They want to build up this tension. Me and one of my friends actually think Kylo Ren and Rey are brother and sister, because whenever they're in a scene together, you get that tension. Like with Luke and Leia, you get that agonizing tension. But basically they're hugging and it's all upsetting, and then you see R2D2 is actually in the Rebel base, the Resistance base, sorry, where they're actually making it, and C3PO at the time is like, oh no, he's been deactivated since Master Luke left. We fear he may never come back. And right in the very end, he actually comes back to life, and he has the other part, the big piece of a map, and BB-8 does like a small bit, and they both project it up, and they're like, finally we can get to Luke. And Rey and Chewbacca again, Millennium Falcon, and well, Rey and Chewbacca are gonna go find Luke, and Rey is above Finn, and she kisses his head, and she's like, "Thank you, my friend. I hope we see each other again." She's like, "I'm pretty sure we will." And then they fly off in Millennium Falcon, with R2D2, and they get to Skellig. I don't know, somewhere in Ireland it is, but I can't remember where. They shot it in Ireland. Can't remember where the actual planet is called now. But they get there, and it's like Chewbacca is like, "I'll stay here with R2D2. You go up there," and she makes this long walk up the steps, up like a huge mountain. She gets to the top, and you see her in shock, and you see like the back of this cloaked figure. And he turns around, and you see Luke with a beard, and he's all old. And she opens her bag and goes over and hands him his old lightsaber, the blue one. And the camera pans right around them on a shot of the entire island, and it finishes. And the movie ends there. And it's like, holy shit. We have to wait another fucking year and a half to watch what happens. No! That is where it poorly ends, because if Luke had grabbed his saber and activated it, and looked at it, and then looked at it, it would have made so much more sense. But there's so many theories flying about now on who is Rey, and I agree, I want to know who Rey is, I want to know who Finn is. They both have no last names, and Finn says he can't even remember his family. So it'd be quite cool if you find out who his family is, who you find out who Rey is. We know shit's going down now. Han Solo's been killed. Kylo Ren is still Leia's son. He's still a Skywalker, after all. Shit is going to go down. Shit's hitting the fan in the next one, big time. But it's amazing, guys. Go watch it. Go see it. I've probably spoiled the entire movie for you. I have. That's why it's called a spoiler review. It's very nicely done the movie, if you know what I mean. They had the story, this one little underlining story bit of family, and proving the family doesn't just have to be blood related or marriage related. It can be friends. Your friends can be your family. Your passions and obsessions for stuff can be like a family, and stuff like that. It's like by the end of it, you sense that family, brother and sister relationship between Finn and Rey, even. Because there's one part she hugs him, and I popped a little joke in the cinema, being like, "Oh, there you go, friend zoned," and the entire row just laughed, and I was like, "Yes." But it's a good film. It's about underlining story of family, and of course, Kylo Ren being Han Solo and Leia's son, and also his uncle training him up, and him training his uncle. Having him finding family within finding a family, like a really fucked up family in the dark side. It's good. It's a nice film. Is it for kids? I got asked this question yesterday after I saw it. Is it suitable for children? Because it is 12A, but it's very dark, guys. It's very, very dark. In fact, it does have those moments of funniness, and I guess as long as I guess it's all right for children, to be honest. It's like as long as they got an adult with them, it's fine, I guess. But it is a very dark film, so maybe not for very little kids, as in like anything under 7. But it's like anything 7 and up, I'd say enjoy, basically. Like my nephews, I'm guessing one of them's gonna want to go. My youngest nephew is probably gonna want to go see it. So if he wants to go, I'll take him. any reason to go watch that movie again? It's like I got out of the cinema and 20 minutes later, my friend looked at me and was like, "Should we go see it again?" And I looked in my wallet for money, and I didn't have enough money because if I did, I would have gone seen it again. It's that good of a film, but but yeah, go watch it, guys. I mean, even though I've just described and told you what happens, it's nothing like sitting in the cinema watching it for yourself. And there's so much I've missed out as well. Like, actually, I'm not gonna say screw it. There's a lot of BB-8 scenes I've missed out. A lot of like, all the funny scenes I've missed out because they're just fucking hilarious. Especially when Han turns to Finn and like in the trailer, he's like, "Are you ready for this?" And he's like, "No." This is like, oh, great. Finn is a funny character, I will say. He's probably my favourite character in the entire movie. Well, my favourite good guy. When Han died, I cried. I'll admit that. I'll hold my hand up. It's the fact you see the saber through him, and then the saber go down and him just fall down that pit, and it's like, oh. I mean, obviously his body gets burnt and blown up as well because the entire planet blows up in the end. So I think the ending should have had a funeral scene for him because I was watching Revenge of the Sith early hours of this morning because, like I said, in my other video, or maybe even this one. But I couldn't, I suffer with sleeping these days, so I was watching it, and if they had a funeral scene for Padme, and for Qui-Gon Jinn, and for Darth Vader, sorry, and I didn't really have one for Obi-Wan. Anywho, they should have had one for him. Even if it was like a small one of him, like them having like a tombstone and like all mourning around it, that would have ripped my heart out, to be honest. I mean, it ripped my heart out when he died because he's such a lovable character, and I guess everyone guessed that he was gonna die because Han Solo wanted Han Solo. Harrison Ford wanted him to die in the second movie. That's why they carbon froze him because they didn't have a contract for the next movie signed with Harrison Ford. And then he signed on under one condition: his character would die. And then George Lucas actually changed that because he was like, "Oh, we can't kill off Han Solo. Look at his toy; it's selling so well." You know, all of ka-ching. So it's like, I'm guessing the only way J.J. Abraham actually did get him to come back is be like, "Right, we will kill off your character. He will die, but we want to give him a reason to die." It's like he basically died for his son, trying to turn his son back to the good side. And that's heart-wrenching, guys. That's really upsetting. But it's a good movie. It's amazing. Go watch it. Like I said, I haven't spoiled it all for you. There's still little bits and scenes I've actually missed out, but I've told you about the big ones. So go see it. Again, this is a spoiler review, so you expected me to give away all the movie. Captain Phasma is a big letdown, to be honest, because you see her in 2 scenes, and one scene I haven't said about, and the other one's obviously the beginning, the capture scene. One scene I missed out because it's funny, and I want you guys to see it and enjoy it when you actually do see it. But yeah, it's a good film. They could have done it better. The ending lacks. The ending lacks in a big way. There is no post-credit scene, guys. No post-credit scene. The reason me and my friends stuck around for post-credit scene is ever since Marvel started doing it, everyone's jumped on a bandwagon and started doing it. So we thought, hey, maybe a Star Wars time to do it, but we didn't, thank God. And yeah, it's a good movie anyway. Go see it, enjoy it. Yeah, that's all really. Still fucking mourning Han Solo, guys. But yeah, go see it, go watch it, enjoy, and I will see you. I hope you guys have a good Christmas, because this is actually going to be my last video now up until Christmas, because it's week Friday. And then my channel will be a year. Yay! My channel's birthday. I might put one up on Boxing Day for as a thank you to the guys who have been consistently watching my videos, because I always get 4 views. I know it's only 4, but the smallest view on my channel is always greatly appreciated, because I do this stuff for you guys, and I do it for me, mainly for me, because it makes, I don't know, it's stuff I want to do, know what I mean? It's like I don't do it because I have to do it, I do it because I like doing it, it's fun. And talking to you guys, even though it's like, it's strange, you're not in the room with me, but it feels like you are, if that makes sense. Feels like we're having a conversation about this. But it's like when I play games, you guys ain't in the room playing with me, but it feels like you are. It's really weird. But I'll put up a thank you one anyway on Boxing Day, because I'm doing a lot of stuff on Boxing Day, so I'll try and make it quick, snappy, to a point. But thank you guys anyway for watching this video. I hope I haven't destroyed all your hopes and dreams for Star Wars. Again, like I said in my last video, if I had to rank number 1 is Return of the Jedi for me. I love that movie so much. It holds a special place in my heart, that one does. And then straight under that is number 2 is Force Awakens. Has to be, because it's such a good movie, and you know it is all hope there now for the new movies, because they're going to be really good. So yeah, guys, go watch it. Let me know what you think. If you have seen it and you want to comment about any of the characters you loved or disliked or wish had a bigger part. Like, I personally wish Poe Dameron had a bigger role. But I'm guessing in the next one he's going to have a huge role. I think he's going to be like, I think he's actually going to take over as Captain of Millennium Falcon. Because that would make sense. But yeah, guys, comment below on what you think. Like this video if you liked it. Share it with your friends. Spoil Star Wars. Actually, don't. I take that back. Don't spoil Star Wars for any fucker. That's the worst ever. Someone walked into a shop where my friend works yesterday and was like, "Oh yeah, Han Solo dies," and my friend almost jumped over the counter and beat the little snot face shut up, because he was only about 12. But it's like, don't spoil it, guys. The thing that like binds us is though, I would love for the geek stuff like Star Wars, Avengers. I've actually got the Avengers on now in the background as I'm doing this video for you guys. Like Star Wars, Avengers, Batman, all good, juicy, geeky, nerdy stuff like that. But yeah, guys, I hope you have a good Christmas. If I don't do another video before that, well, around then, I might do one next week, because I have time off now to actually do stuff. So, yay! But, no, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!